guys, sorry, internet went down. I don't know how long it's gonna last. I'm gonna go ahead and do my class. I hope it lasts so that you guys can also join us. But here we go. We've already gone through our warm-ups, and if you have been in my class before, you know that what we were doing here is working on strengthening that core. So we're going and warming up the core. So we're gonna go ahead and start from here, and let's go ahead and take the right foot out, come onto the ball of the right foot, press that heel to the back wall. Pull the belly button into the spine and align the right leg with the spine. You're gazing at the mat. Don't pay attention to me, just gaze down at the mat. Protract away in this right shoulder and take the left arm long, right up next to the ear, and you're reaching in opposition. Keeping the belly button pulled into the spine is really going to help hold you steady in the pose. And don't forget to press away. And then bend the right knee, take the left elbow to the right knee in a quadruped, back to pointer, pause, perfect that pointer. Keep going, you've got 5 of these. Use the breath in and out the nose. And then lowering on that side, we're going to come to the other side, come on the ball of the left foot, press the heel to the back wall, pull the belly button into the spine, ground into that left hand, lift the left leg, lift the right arm. Check in with your breath. Make sure you're not holding your breath here. You want to still have nice, long, deep breaths in and out the nose. Remember, we're teaching our body how to handle stress. So the breath work is really important. And we got knee to elbow in a quadruped, back to pointer, pause, perfect that pointer, elbow. You got 3 more. And then lowering. Tuck your toes, lift the knees off the mat, place your entire torso on your lap. You're gazing at your knees, and then slowly straighten your legs, coming into down dog. Bend the knees, pedal the feet a little bit to start warming up in the calves, in the heels, in the soles of the feet, all the way through the back of the body. Sink down into the chest, sinking down into the armpits. Tilt your tailbone up to the sky. Full down dog. Let's ground into the right foot. Take your left foot, draw a line up the wall, reach the left foot for the sky, one-legged down dog. And then bend the left knee and reach the toes behind you. Twisted down dog. Coming down to hover plank, you're hovering the left leg behind you. Now if you don't want to plank, come down to your knees and do tabletop. And then take the left knee to the right elbow in a twisted plank. And then back to one-legged down dog, twisted down dog. Hover plank, protract away, perfect your plank, and then knee to elbow. You've got 3 more of these or take a break. Use that breath. You've got nice long deep breaths in and out of the nose. We got 1 more. And then stepping back to down dog, perfect your down dog. Ground down into the heels, into the armpits, lift that tailbone. Breathe. Ground into the left foot, right foot into one-legged down dog. And then twisted down dog. I might stay here all day too. A hover plank. Right knee, left elbow. and back again. Modify it as you need to. Again, you could go to tabletop. You could go down to child's pose. We've got 2 more, and then we'll all meet in child's pose. Stepping back to down dog first. Sink down deeper each time into the heels and the chest as you lift your tailbone. And then coming down to the knees, press back to child's pose. Yes, I kind of want to stay in child's pose all day. All right, let's go ahead and come into tabletop. Tuck the toes back to down dog. Perfect your down dog. Ground into the right foot, left foot to the sky, one-legged down dog, twisted down dog, hover plank, step through with the left foot, coming into a long lunge. Stack the left knee right over that left ankle. Press the, and then press your other heel, which would be my right. In the video, it's reversed. But anyway, the foot that's back, press that heel to the back wall. Nice long leg. Ground into the right hand and take this left hand, draw a line up the wall, reach it for the sky. Pull the left shoulder behind you to really stack your shoulder alignment. Do not collapse into the shoulder. Press away from the mat. You can take this left hand, draw a line down the wall, wrap it around the back. Looking out over that shoulder. Breathe. Release the left hand to the mat. Drop that right knee down. Engage your core. Grip the mat with your feet. Reach your hands behind you and then sweep them to the sky. Bend that left knee more if you want to come down deeper into that right hip flexor. Reach for the sky, but pull the shoulder blades down the back. Check in with your breath. Let's have 3 nice, long, deep breaths here. Remember, by keeping the belly button pulled into the spine and the hamstrings and quads engaged and your feet gripping the mat, that's like a tripod effect, so it really helps hold you steady. Stay here or steeple the fingers and reach them for the back of the room. Another pose I'd like to stay in all day long. Breathe. You got nice long deep breaths still, in and out the nose. And then hands come to the mat. Straighten the left leg, crown of the head to the knee. Couple of deep breaths here. Bend that left knee, engage the core. Grip the mat, sweeping the hands back and up. Sinking down into that hip flexor. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Steepling the fingers, reach for the back of the room. Breathe. 5 nice long deep breaths here, in and out of the nose. And then the hands come back to the mat. Let's straighten that left leg one more time. Crown of the head to the knee. And then bend that knee. Come back onto the ball of the right foot, so you're coming back to your runner's lunge. Then we're going to step back to plank. And from here, you could lower chaturanga if you know it, or just lower knees, chest, and chin. And then from here, push into cobra, pulling the elbows in and the shoulders down. Lift the chest. Act like you're trying to stretch that mat forward. And breathe. Lifting the chin to the sky, nice stretch in the neck. Pressing back to child's pose. Coming back to tabletop, tuck the toes, back to down dog. We're gonna do all that on the other side. So we ground into the left foot, right foot to the sky. Bend the knee, reach the toes behind you. Twisted down dog. Hover plank. Step through with the right foot, long lunge. Stack that right knee right over the ankle. Press the left heel to the back wall. Ground into the left hand and take the right hand to the sky. And then take that hand down behind you. Seems like we're on a repeat here. Breathing nice long deep breaths in and out of the nose. Release this right hand, bringing it to the mat. Drop the left knee down. Engage your core, grip the mat. Reach behind you and sweep the arms to the sky. Sinking down into that left hip flexor, but keeping the knee stacked right over the ankle. Pulling the shoulder blades down the back. Engage that core, steeple the fingers, reach for the back of the room. Remember, grip the mat, engage the perineum muscle. Pull the belly button into the spine, strong core to help hold you steady. Check out your breath. Make sure you are not holding that breath. Nice long deep breaths in and out of the nose. And then bring the hands in front of you to the mat. Straighten the leg, crown of the head to the knee. Couple of long deep breaths here. And then bending the left knee, grip the mat, engage the core, sweep the arms behind you and up. Sink the shoulder blades into the back pockets. Steeple the fingers, reach for the back of the room. Breathe. And then bringing the hands down again to the mat. We'll straighten that right leg, crown of the head of the knee. Couple of deep breaths here. This feels really great on my back and hip. And then bend the right knee, come onto the ball of the left foot, runner's lunge. Again, step back to plank. You could lower knees, chest, chin, or a little more challenging is full chaturanga, where your whole body lowers like a 2x4, keeping the elbows in, and then pressing into up dog. You could be on the balls of the feet or on the top of your feet. You're trying to keep the knees off of the mat. I get cramps in my feet all the time, so I am often on the balls of my feet. Don't sink into the shoulders. Press away. Lift the chin. Breathe. Strengthening the back, the abs, and working with the breath. And then drop to the knees, child's pose. Connecting with that breath. Every time you come back into child's pose, reconnect with that breath. And then coming back to tabletop, tuck the toes, press back to down dog. Sinking down deeper and deeper into the chest and into the heels. Lift that tailbone to the sky, deep stretch into the hamstrings. Ground into the right foot, left foot to the sky, one-legged down dog to twisted down dog. Hover plank, step through with the left foot, long lunge. This time we're going to swivel the right heel down to the mat and take this right hand, draw a line along the floor, the wall, the sky, coming into Warrior Two. So with Warrior Two, check out your alignment. We want to make sure we are square to the side of the mat. The left heel is in alignment with the right arch. Knee over the ankle. Take those hips, square them to the side of the mat, arms in a T. Pull the shoulders down the back. Engage that core. Pull the belly button into the spine. 5 Ujjayi ocean breaths here. Every exhale, lengthening, softening, and deepening your pose. Deep, loud ocean breath in the back of the throat to calm the body as you're putting the body in stress. You're teaching your body who's in control of that stress, of that sympathetic nervous system. Take the right hand, wrap it around the back. Left hand to the sky, and then to the wall behind you. Big stretch in the left side of the body. Pull that stretch all the way down into your hip flexor and breathe into the left side of the body. Rowing this left arm longer, bending that left knee to get deeper into the pose. And then the left hand comes down, forearm to the left knee, right hand to the sky, then to the wall in front. Now rotate this right shoulder behind you so you're shining the chest to that side wall, and then grow longer in the right side of the body by really reaching with the right fingertips. Getting a nice stretch all the way down into your obliques. And breathe. Deep, long breaths in and out of the nose. Use that ocean breath to calm the body. And then coming back to your Warrior Two, we're going to move into triangle. So straightening this left leg. I tend to get wide in my Warrior, so I'm going to walk that back foot in a little for my preference before I move into triangle. So we're back in our T and we're reaching as far as we can. Work on getting your torso parallel with the floor, crown of the head reaching for the front of the room. Left hand comes down beside the leg, right hand's reaching for the sky. You're keeping your body buoyant with the crown of the head reaching for the sky, for the front of the room. Core is totally engaged here. Actively reaching with the right fingertips for the sky. Breathe. Nice long deep breaths here in and out of the nose. If you need to rest your left hand on your leg, you can, but try and challenge yourself by just resting it lightly beside the leg. Take the right hand, draw a line down the wall, wrap that right arm around the back and look out over the right shoulder. Now on this one, I do like to put my whole hand on my left front leg so I can get a little bit of leverage and get a deeper low back twist. Breathe. Another pose I could probably use to stay in for hours. Stretch that hip out. All right, release the right hand. Start bringing it towards the front of the mat. onto the floor a couple of feet away, ground into the right hand, and then take the left hand to the sky in a revolved triangle. Don't let the head collapse. Keep your head in alignment with the spine. Don't protract in this shoulder, sink into the shoulder, press away. And then bring the left hand down to meet the right, and we're going to walk the hands to the center under the chest. Toes are pointed towards the hands. Keep your hips right over your heels, and we're just going to walk the hands out, coming into a wide-legged down dog. Sinking into the chest as you tilt the tailbone up to the sky. Breathe. Nice long deep breaths here, in and out of the nose. And then walking the hands back under the chest, take your left hand, ground it under the forehead, and the right hand to the sky. Feeling a nice deep stretch down the inside of that left leg. Right hand comes down where the left hand was, and the left hand to the sky. And breathe. Press away from the mat. Get out of the shoulder. Get out of the wrists. And then bringing the hands to the mat, pull the heels into the body and bend the knees. Left hand, left knee, right hand, right knee, coming into a squat. Tuck your tailbone under, and then stack the shoulders over the hips. Hands come into prayer. We're going to sink down to our edge, right here in our center squat. Bend the right knee, lunge to the right, hands go in the air. Find your edge here before you press away and come back to center. And then bend the left knee, hands reaching high. And back to center. Again, sinking all the way down to your edge, because we're only hanging out there for a second before you press away to a right lunge. Going back and forth at your pace. Use your breath work to keep the heart rate down. So we're putting our hands in the air, we're doing squats and lunges. Obviously, we're getting our heart rate up, but we want to use that breath to calm the heart rate. I've got to touch my screen here. You guys do one more each side. And then straightening the legs once you come back to center. Let's move back to our warrior stance. Push point the left toes to the front of the mat. Come back to your full warrior. Sink down to your deepest warrior. And then windmill the hands to the mat to runner's lunge. Step back to plank. Lower chaturanga. Push up dog. Press away from the mat. Lift the chin. Get out of the shoulders. Check out your breath. Breathe. And then drop to the knees, child's pose. Reconnecting with that breath. And then coming back into tabletop. Tuck the toes, press back to down dog, sink down deeper into your dog. the left foot. Right foot into one-legged down dog. Twisted down dog. Hover plank. Step through with the right foot and swivel the left heel down. And then the left arm windmills around to your warrior two. And let's check out our alignment. Right heel in alignment with the left arch. Bend that right knee. Square your hips and shoulders to the side of the mat and arms into a T. Pull the shoulder blades down the back. Lift the chest. 5 Ujjayi ocean breaths. Each exhale allowing you to soften and get deeper into the pose. One more breath. And then take the left hand, wrap it around the back. Right hand to the sky. And then to the wall behind you. Generous bend still in the right knee as you grow the right arm longer. 3 deep breaths into the right rib cage. Let's make it 5 deep breaths. This pose always makes me want to hold my breath, so it does make it the perfect pose to intentionally practice not holding the breath. And then take the right forearm to the right knee, left arm to the sky, and then to the wall in front. This doesn't feel good. You guys go right ahead. Pull that left shoulder behind you. Really square the chest to the side wall. I have no bend in the right hip. And breathe. Nice long deep breaths. Lengthen that arm. And then coming back to your warrior two, straighten the right leg. We're going to move to triangle. If you want to shorten your stance here, you can. Coming back to a T, reach as far as you can first, and then windmill the arms around. Reaching with the left fingertips for the sky. Chest reaching for the side wall, or shining to the side wall, facing it, not reaching it. And breathe. Keep the torso buoyant. Keep the crown of the head reaching for the front of the room, and the left fingertips reaching for the sky. If you need to rest this right hand, as I am, on the floor, on your shin, that's fine. I need a little assistance on this side, nothing wrong with that. Take the left hand, draw a line down the wall, wrap it around the back, look out over that left shoulder. And then release the left hand. Start bringing it towards the mat, a couple of feet away, onto the floor. Ground into this left hand and take the right hand to the sky in your revolved triangle. Press away from the floor, get out of the shoulder, really reach with the right fingertips to stay buoyant, and breathe. And then let's bring the right hand down to meet the left, walking the hands in the center under the chest. Keep your heels or your hips right over the heels and walk the hands out, sinking into the armpits, into the chest as you reach the tailbone to the sky in your wide-legged down dog. I'm just finding that if I bend one knee and then the next knee, I get a nice little deep stretch. Trying to work that hip out myself. walk the hands back under the chest. We're going to take the left hand right under the forehead. Whichever hand you want. I've got my right hand down and left hand up. So you're buoyant here again with the torso. The left fingertips reaching for the sky, crown of the head reaching for the front of the room. Don't sink into the shoulder or the wrist. And then reversing it. Left hand comes down, right hand goes up. Press away from the mat, reach the fingertips high. And then the right hand comes down. Bend the knees, pull the heels into the body. Left hand, left knee, right knee coming into your squat. Pull your shoulders over your hips and tuck your tailbone under. Hands come into prayer. Find your deepest squat. Bend the right knee, lunging to the right. Hands come to the air. Find your edge here. And then back to center. And then pressing away. Left lunge, hands come in the air. Back and forth at your pace. Use that breath, that deep ujjayi, which is just your 3-part breathing with the ocean breath. So even if you can't keep the 3-part breathing going in some of the poses, you could keep that ocean breath in the back of the throat through the entire class. That alone is just going to do wonders for your blood pressure, your heart rate. We're going to do one more each side. Make them your deepest yet. Last ones. Go to your edge. And then coming back into a T. Come back to your warrior 2. Bend that right knee. Find your deepest warrior 2. And then windmill the hands to the mat. Runner's lunge. Step back to plank. Lower your choice, either knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga. Push up dog or cobra. Breathe. Get out of the shoulders, get out of the wrists. And then drop to the knees, child's pose. Coming into tabletop, tuck the toes, press back to down dog. Deepen your down dog. Look to the front of the mat and bend your knees. And step or hop to the front of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Bend your knees, set your entire torso on your lap, and reach behind you and clasp your hands and set them on your sacrum. So you lift, go ahead and tilt your tailbone to the sky with your entire torso resting on your lap. Tilting that tailbone up to the sky gives you a different, deeper stretch, kind of into that sciatic nerve area. You could lift the hands to the sky for a shoulder opener, or keep them on your sacrum. And breathe. Now let's go ahead and release the hands, bringing them down towards the mat. Straighten the legs. You could keep the hands on the knees or on the mat or on the legs, wherever it's comfortable for you. Or release them all together and grasp your elbows and hang in ragdoll. Maybe shaking your head, yes, no, circles. Your tailbone is still pointed to the sky. Chest reaching for the knees. Release the hands, bend the knees, and sweep the hands along the mat, up the wall to the sky, coming into chair pose. Sitting back so that you can see your toes. So you need to pull the rump back a little bit, sit back in the rump, be able to see the toes, lift the chest to the wall, and then the arms are reaching right up next to the ears, as straight as you can get them. One of my least favorite poses ever. So breathe. Teach yourself how to handle this pose with ease by using the breath. Get lost in the breath work. Get out of the mind worrying about the stress that you're creating in the body. It literally makes the pose easier when you're riding the breath like an ocean wave in the body. All right, we're going to do 4 Ujjayi breaths here, and then we can press away. Every exhale allowing you to soften and deepen. 2 more. Last one. Straighten the legs, bring the arms down. Close the eyes, coming into prayer. Engage the breath. Notice your heart rate. Let's use that breath to slow down the heart rate. Granddaughter's trying not to be in the video. Come in and say hello. Come here. Tell everybody at the gym hello, all the Facebook people, friends and family. Hi, you gonna come join us a little? No? All right, well then don't get in the way. All right guys, opening the eyes. We are almost done with our class. We're gonna do a couple more standing balancing poses. Can be challenging, but you could also calm the pose down. You don't have to go to the full extent of the challenge. And then once we get through these last few standing poses, then we'll come back down to the mat. We'll do pigeon, a couple of knee sways, shavasana, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, so again, we're gonna start here in mountain pose. So with mountain pose, everything is working. Your toes are gripping the mat, muscles are all gripping the bones, chest lifted, shoulders pulled down the back, hands in prayer. Belly button is really super pulled into the spine. We're gonna balance on one foot and just kickstand that left heel onto the right ankle. Keep your hips square. Pull this left knee to the wall behind you and the right hip to the wall behind you, opening up in tree pose, or also it's called Vriksasana. So you're welcome to stay right here. This is tree. If you want to try to challenge yourself further, bring the sole of the foot right up, right here by the calf. So you're on the outside of the calf. Again, you're not sinking into the hips. You can push the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot, which creates a nice counterbalance. You're keeping the belly button pulled into the spine, or you can bring the heel all the way up into the thigh. And if your knee gives you and allows you that flexibility, like it does on this side for me, maybe not on the other side, we'll see. Again, push that knee to the back wall, pull the right hip to the back wall, grow the crown of the head. My granddaughter is crawling this way. She's so funny. So when you push the heel into the thigh and the thigh into the heel, it's a nice counterbalance. It really kind of helps hold you there. Now you could stay right here. You could be a little more expansive if you wanted. If you want a little more challenge, there's a couple of things you can do. You could steeple the fingers, reach for the back of the room into a little bit of a back bend. And then this next one I always like to recommend if you want to start first up against the wall, just to see how how the pose feels in the body, you could do that. Or grasp the inside of the foot and then pulling it out to the side. Keep that belly button pulled into the spine. So here it's also a nice little counterbalance. When I start falling, I can just press my toes, pull with my hands, cheat and hold on to the umbrella. Alright, whenever you're ready, you can shake that out. So this is a perfect example, right, of working at home with children and pets. Bad internet, but a beautiful river. Alright, Alicia, let's do this next side together.
No.
Come on, standing into
No.
mountain pose.
No.
You're either doing yoga or you're out of the picture. Okay, so mountain pose, you're just going to stand with both of your feet aligned. Strong, let your muscles grip the bones. Let the chest lift. Bring your hands into prayer. All right, so this is mountain pose, the crown of the head, everything stretching, reaching. And now you're going to bend the right knee and kickstand the right heel onto the left ankle. Yes, ma'am. So this left leg is straight, like you're balancing on this left leg, and you're just kickstanding this one. And then if you want to move further, you can put the sole of the foot onto the calf and stay here, or you could bring the sole of the foot into the thigh. And if you want to be on the fence or on the wall and holding on to the wall, you can, right? Because that helps kind of take your worry out of the balancing part of it. Honey, will you go inside and get me one of those chargers with the cord so the phone doesn't die on us? Please. Thank you. Technology. All right, so from here, again, if you wanted to challenge yourself even further, you could work into a back bend. You could reach for the instep. I'm not sure if I can do it even on this leg. That hip's not happy, but it's not terrible. More challenging for the mind, I think. A portable charger with the cord. I think it's on the kitchen countertop. I need to touch this little warning off of the screen. Hopefully we get that charger before the phone dies. All right. And let's just shake that out a little bit. So the next pose we're moving to is dancer. And again, same kind of concept, that you're pushing the foot into the hand and the hand into the foot at the same time to help create that counterbalance in the body. And also with this one, there's graduated steps. You don't have to move all the way into the fullest extent of dancer. So we start in our mountain pose, strong, tall mountain pose. And then I'll take the right hand up, left hand out, bend the left knee, and press the foot into the hand and the hand into the foot. And you're pulling that foot up behind you. You're naturally gonna sink forward. Just set it on the table. I'll get it. Thank you. So you naturally hinge forward. It's not necessarily the goal, but it happens. This is a good one. Like I said, if you haven't felt the pose in the body enough to feel comfortable, you might want to be by a wall, something holding on to it so you're not having to worry so much about whether you can balance in this pose. Keep challenging yourself. I'm going to plug this in. Done on that side, just shake it all out, and then we're going to go to the other side. So again, this time we're taking the left hand up, a right hand out, bend that right knee, reach for the instep. This side's my bad side, so my mind's already giving me trouble. Push your hand into your foot, foot into your hand, and pull your hand and your foot up behind you. Check out your breath. Find that to be a really nice shoulder opener as well. Whenever you're ready, you could shake that all out. Awesome. All right, we're gonna move it down to the mat. We'll do a swan dive to get there. Reaching high, hinge at the waist, flat back, lead with the heart. Coming into your forward fold. Walk the hands out, come into plank, and then bend the left knee, place it behind the left hand, reach the right leg out long behind you. So this pose is not for everybody. There's an alternative. You could do it on your back and do a reclined pigeon. So I'll show you that in a moment. But here, if you are comfortable, you could go ahead and lower the chest, stack the hands, take the right cheek down, and reconnect with your breath. Again, if your knees don't like this, you could come onto your back, cross the ankle over the knee, reach into the thigh, and use that elbow to press that left knee away. And this is going to get that same opener that you want here. The only thing it doesn't really do is give you that right hip flexor stretch at the same time. So if you are down here, if you would like a little bit more of a twist, you could press the palms into the mat and take the right hand and thread it through and come onto that right shoulder and stack the hands. That's just going to give you an even deeper twist in that low back. You could even press the hands into prayer to get a little bit deeper. And then we're coming out of that, pressing the palms back into the mat. We're going to come back into plank. So coming back onto the right foot, then pressing back to plank. We're bending the right knee, sinking down to the left knee and lengthening this left leg long behind you. So of course, it's no surprise that the hip that hurts is also the knee that hurts, right? It's all together there, so this pose isn't so good for me on this side. And if you notice, I'm all the way back on this right hip. You know, some teachers would come in and smack your knee and say, oh, you gotta pull this left hip over a little bit. But it's practice, not perfect, right? So I find if I start here, then my knee kind of starts loosening up a little bit, which is good for the knee, and I can start pulling that left hip over a little bit. But again, challenge, not pain. If you feel comfortable, you could go ahead and lower the chest and take the left cheek down. And if you want that deep low back twist, press the palms in the mat, take the left hand, thread it through, come on to the left shoulder and stack the hands or press them into prayer. Pressing the palms back into the mat, pulling the shoulders over the hips. We're gonna roll over to that right hip and swing this left leg all the way around, stacking, bending the knees. come onto the mat. And we're going to go ahead and roll back and do a knee sway, and then we're moving into Shavasana, which is just another 5-minute breath meditation so that you can really focus and feel how your body has responded to these poses, how your mind and your energy in your body is feeling. So we're going to engage the core and just lower one vertebrae at a time. We got some people playing out there on the river somewhere. I don't see them. Coming all the way back. Bring the arms out into a T and the knees into tabletop. Ground in with the hands and slowly lower the knees to the left. Keeping that right shoulder blade grounded into the mat. Looking out over the right shoulder. You could take this left hand to press deeper into the knees. And breathe. Move back into your 3-part Ujjayi breath. Feel that sacrum area opening up. Peppers licking my forehead. We're going to move to the other side. So press the palms back into the mat, engage the core, bring the knees back to center, and then lowering the knees to the right as you're grounding into that left shoulder blade. Looking out over the left side, bringing the right hand to press deeper into the knees. If this is too much of a twist for you, you can lower the feet and the knees a little closer to the mat so that it's less of a twist. But if you want it even more, you could straighten the legs. Check out your breath. Let's have a nice loud ocean breath rolling in the back of the throat, vibrating through the throat and down into the chest. Bringing the knees back to the center. Lower the feet to the mat and then lengthen the legs out long. Bring the arms down to rest comfortably beside you. Palms up or down, whatever's comfortable for you. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and then walk the feet away from the legs and the hips. Move your head side to side a couple of times until you find its natural center. And just close the eyes and let's start focusing on the breath, moving back into that 3-part breathing, feeling the low belly like a balloon full of air, bringing it into the mid belly, all the way into the upper chest. Pause here, notice how that feels to be full of air. And then exhale from the upper chest, the mid belly, and the low belly, blowing all the air out, and pausing and noticing. And then begin a new breath. Now remember, we're never trying to block out sounds or things that are happening around us, whether here, with a boat going by, or in the gym, weights banging down behind us. That's all part of it. You're not trying to block anything out. You're simply try to continue to redirect the focus right back to the breath, where that is the most prominent thing happening, not the mind thinking or seeing or hearing, but you're riding that breath like an ocean wave through the body. And I know it's hard during the last 5 minutes of class to be focused on the breath when your mind is thinking, I should be working, there's something I need to get to, it's only 5 minutes, but trust me when I say that when you can take just 5 minutes a day, preferably 10 or 15 minutes a day, to focus on that breath work and learn how to quiet the heart rate and to quiet the mind, then again, those naturally high vibrations are able to come up, and you're able to tap into your deeper, more intuitive thoughts. That vibration and that energy that you're bringing into your body and into your mind permeates around you like a force field, so that anybody else that you come into contact with, they naturally feel that, and it lifts them. You never know when you might be preventing an argument or a tense moment when you're coming into contact with somebody. If you just first come in with an open heart and a high vibration, then conversations just naturally tend to evolve better. Raise the vibration of everybody around you simply by raising your own vibration. Nowhere to go, nothing to do for these next and last 3 minutes that you have to yourself, with yourself, with your spirit. Simply acknowledging and releasing thoughts. It's like putting them on the back burner. They're still there, but they tend to work themselves out when you can allow that mind to clear and tap into your intuition. Most of my creativity comes right after my yoga practice, because the mind is clear and free to think and create. Every time that you acknowledge that your mind has drifted and you redirect your mind back to the breath, you're carving deeper neuro pathways of focus, just like muscle memory, allowing you to be able to hold that focus longer every time, increasing the amount of focus and reducing the amount of chatter. And unfortunately, that does not come natural. Our natural state is to allow the mind to constantly think and solve problems. You have to carve time out to practice focusing on the breath, so that you can calm the mind and allow it to clear. It's a best thing you could do for your nervous system, for your immune system, for your family, for your work. For the world. So bringing some movement back to the body by wiggling your fingers and toes. Take your time to roll over to your favorite side and hang out there for a moment. Plenty of time. Once there, take a minute to scan the body, noticing how your body feels, how your mind feels. It's my wish for you that you are feeling much more energized and strengthened and powerful, while also feeling very relaxed, calm, and at peace. Remembering that you can take this throughout your day, anytime you need a break. Just leaning back behind the chattering mind, you lean back behind it, you don't engage in it, and you focus on the breath. Allow that mind to clear so that you can handle whatever situation you have in front of you in a much higher fashion. So pushing yourself up into a seated position, bringing the hands into prayer. We're going to end the practice with a chant of Om as a connection to the mind, the body, and the spirit. Deep inhale. Om Shanti. Om Peace. Namaste. Namaste, guys. Namaste, Amber. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Watch the records, the rewinds, or whatever, reruns. A couple of things I want to mention. I'm going to post a little bit to my page this afternoon. I've been taking advantage of the free live Hay House Summit that's going on all this week. So there's about 4 or 5 hours of recording every day. Yesterday I listened to Louise Hayes. She is very good at being straight to the point and explaining how important the energy is in your body, because there's energy always in your body. It was there before you ever got there, and explaining how to work with that energy in a positive fashion. I listened to Deepak Chopra, who explained the essence of the universe. All right. So you can go back and listen to these recordings. They're free. I'm going to actually go ahead and buy it. I always do. I don't know why I don't take advantage of that early bird special and get it half off. I think I'm going to be able to keep up, and I never do. But they're so interesting that I end up buying them. So go to Hay House. You'll find it. And don't get out there too soon. COVID-19, I know that a lot of people have a lot of different feelings and thoughts about what's happening and what's really happening with all that, but what's truly happening, people are getting sick, and if we start getting in too close a contact too soon, then all this hard work we did by staying home is going to be for nothing. So take your time in getting back out there and stay safe. Peace. Namaste.